Okay, let's get some Brink gameplay. There's been a lot of up and down talk about this game. I've really only played one mission. I thought it was pretty fun. It's got a lot of different customization options, which is actually pretty cool. Despite how much various gaming communities bash the different customization options that a lot of games rock, I find more often than not online players like to try to make their avatars as unique as possible, which I guess is really not that shocking.
All up! Operative down! Oi, stop that!
Of course,
Enemy frag!
let me go with just whatever voice. Looking at the different types, the different archetypes. It's kind of like a baseline for your creation. I think I ended up sticking with the look. I figured I'd take a look at the other ones. I almost went with the geezer. Decided to stay with the look. Already hit the voice. So then it moves you on to your other items. You select your character and then go from there, which is kind of cool. You get your baseline and then you can customize your character before you select your character. A lot of the stuff is locked. My guy is just level 1. Like I said, I've only played one mission, and this is the recording of me getting ready to actually play that. So at this point, I have no experience with the game, essentially. I will say that I do like the menus. They seem very smooth and responsive. They don't take a whole lot of time to load the different customization options, so that's kind of cool. And even you'll see later in the in-game menus, the overlay, aside from when you're playing, because there's like hundreds of bits of information that it throws at you, but when you go into like the escape menu and stuff, and some of the customization menu for your different settings that you can use as far as for your video and your audio, it all feels very smooth and very well built. Now, one of the big complaints is that the game isn't finished, even though it's been released. And why did it release a week early? And it's probably because nobody wanted to compete with LA Noire and yada yada yada. But all in all, I would say they've got a pretty strong starting point. I wouldn't call it quite unfinished per se. There's definitely been worse games that have launched and had more problems at the start. I had some screen tearing going on, and you'll see me switch on VSync to try to fix it. Of course, had to go with the iScar. I mean, chicks dig scars, right? Of course. So, done customizing my guy. I go ahead and hit start. At that point, you actually get prompted to watch like a video that says it kind of tries to show you how to work as a co-op shooter. It's kind of funny. There's kind of a shot at console players. It says PC players should already be experienced in this. I kind of giggled, but nice little intro video. I think the game looks nice and crisp. It runs pretty good on my system, even though I've got an ATI video card. Supposedly there's been some ATI problems. I did update my drivers, which supposedly had a fix for Brink. So it's hard to say as far as, whether or not I would actually have problems or not. Here's where I real quick hop into the video settings and go, I know I saw VSync. There it is. Alrighty, let's turn that on. It kind of tells you what's going on. I was confused here. I'm like, okay, I need to get rid of this overlay. My gun's up. Maybe I'm okay. And it went away by itself. So I was like, all right, cool. Now, what's cool is the smart motion or smart movement. If you run over a rail, as you just saw, like your guy kind of pivots and does a little parkour action over it, and it's a neat little gimmick. Makes the running around feel pretty smooth. Though, as a whole, my character, if I wasn't running, strafing left to right felt pretty slow. But things like what I just did there felt pretty natural. One thing I found a little bit annoying was the hitboxes don't seem to have different damage values set to them. So apparently, like, it doesn't really matter too much if you shoot him in the face or in the foot. Here I'm trying to figure out how to bring up my task thing, because it was actually the task wheel or mission wheel or whatever it's called. It was different than what the tutorial had said it was. That said to use tab, and it's actually middle mouse button. And I didn't change that, so I was kind of confused. But here I'm trying to strafe around, kind of see how the map is, see how it plays. Finally figure out how to bring up the mission wheel here. Decide, oh, okay, I guess I'll plant stuff on the wall. So here I am, displaying my awesomely terrible aiming skills, and then running right out in front of AI, which is also very intelligent. And here I actually had to cut out a pretty large segment because I couldn't figure out how to switch from wait for a medic to join the reinforcements, because you've got the timer on the join the reinforcement side, but you use, you know, the WASD keys to move that selection left and right. Maybe it's something that I missed in the tutorial. Maybe I'm just slow on the uptake. I don't know. The recoil on the guns feels pretty natural in comparison to other first-person shooters. It's kind of what I would expect the recoil to be. You don't feel it as much when you're scoped in, which I guess in some way could make some sense. In some ways it may not. I guess it depends on your perspective. I personally, it's not necessarily the guns, sounds, or the recoil, but the guns feel pretty hollow in terms of how much damage they do. And that's probably goes back to, it doesn't feel like it makes a difference if you shoot them in the face or the foot. And that's just personal preference for me. I usually adapt well to first-person shooter environments and the way the motion is. Now I also have my mouse turned up from the default, so that kind of helps a little bit. I did not see any auto-aim options, though I'm sure they exist in the console version. Again, I'm playing on my PC, so it's a bit of a difference. Here I'm trying to figure out how to give ammo to guys and see what's going on with that. That's the difference between walking and running right there. You saw that guy run in front of me. I was walking, wasn't holding shift. There's quite a bit of difference between the movement, which obviously, I guess that makes sense. Let's see if I can come down here and get killed. All in all, though, initial impressions of the game, I don't feel like I wasted my money on it. It does feel fun. Feels like it could be a lot of fun if you got enough people together and play it. I don't know if it compares directly to Team Fortress 2. It does kind of seem pretty, I guess, hectic, kind of like Team Fortress 2 does when you watch somebody else play it. Like I said, I haven't ever played it personally myself, but you know, all in all, I like this game. I've only played one mission. It could get long in the tooth. A lot of the stuff could seem the same. But then again, the co-op multiplayer theories behind it could very well fix that. Now, one of the big complaints was the AI. I didn't really have any problems with the AI. But then again, normally, I only really play first-person shooters with other people. I played some of the Modern Warfare, both 1 and 2 campaign, and personally didn't really find it that entertaining, so I didn't finish either campaign. So I guess if that gives you an idea about how I feel about first-person shooters, like campaigns, single-player campaigns. Sorry about that. My recording software decided it was going to mess up right then. I use Sony Vegas Movie Studio HD Platinum 10. there are some things this software does that I really, really like, and there's some bugs in it that I absolutely despise. Um, it does some really great video rendering and allows for a lot of different options as far as compression goes, and use a different codecs to change your video formats and things like that. But as far as the program itself, it's not very impressive in terms of it is only 32-bit and does not handle 64-bit jobs, which kind of stinks. I guess that's personal opinion. A lot of people may or may not care about that sort of thing, but I have a pretty powerful PC, and I do care about it in terms of actual performance. But all in all, I kind of found some workarounds online, and I'm halfway decent at actually handling troubleshooting and stuff, so I can keep it going the way I need it to. Anyway, back to the gameplay. We're about ready to, me and my AI compatriots are about ready to blow this door, which will release as hostage, which will be the intro to the next gameplay, is the hostage itself. This was kind of hard because there was actually choke points and everything, which was kind of cool. Felt balanced. Initial impression, I do like it. I don't know if it's a rate away buy though. All right, guys. See ya.